My name is Sirin Kale and I write features for The Guardian. I work from home, so I'm not in the office. So average day is I wake up, I make coffee, I feed my cat, and then I'll either spend the day interviewing or writing or editing. I don't know if it's a misconception, but I think people sometimes think that there are serious journalists and there are frothy journalists, and you can't write about frivolous fun things and also be a serious journalist. And I really hope that I disprove that, because I love doing both. I wrote a big series this year for The Guardian, which is all about the lives lost to COVID, and it was nominated for an Orwell Prize, and that was a very serious and depressing, to be honest with you, piece of journalism. But I also love writing about fun stuff, like why people keep stealing their neighbours' cats and giant vegetable competitions. And I think that there's a room for all of those different types of journalism. It was a piece about Azealia Banks, the rapper, and I tried to make a joke about how this is not a great joke, about how she'd thrown a flock of geese into the engine of her own career. So the joke was basically like, she's sabotaged her career by doing this thing and she's like thrown geese into the engine. It was a metaphor, it was kind of clunky. Anyway, it got changed by a sub-editor to she threw geese into a plane engine. And then obviously Azealia Banks is not very happy about that because it did not happen. I don't want to throw the sub-editor onto the bus, but I just got like a very, very funny, sort of like quite panicked email from my editor saying, this has happened, it's not your fault, but Azealia Banks is now angry at you because she thinks that you accused her of murdering some birds. Every time a story has to get corrected, that's painful. I hate it. Like when you get that dreaded email from the reader's editor and they're like, you got this figure wrong. Like I wrote a long read for the Guardian about airplane stowaways, and I miscalculated atmospheric oxygen because I'm not a scientist. And it's really hard when you've like worked for like a year on a story and then you get like one stupid fact wrong and you're like, oh God, I really thought that I'd fact checked everything, but that did just slip through. So yeah, stuff like that you do regret because you always just beat yourself up over it. People are really proud to be Guardian readers. It's a very strange phenomenon. I really see it like over and over again. People are like, they really self-identify as Guardian readers, and they really are proud of that. And I guess what it means to read The Guardian and work at The Guardian, I guess a commitment to truthfulness. But not just that, I think to being fair and being empathetic and not malicious. I don't think our reporting is ever malicious or insensitive or cruel, which I don't think can be said about all publications. You know, I think we do very carefully assess the public interest of all the stories that we run. It's really nice to work somewhere where everyone is incredibly talented and really committed to their jobs. I think that's what I like the most about it. You're always like looking around and see what your peers are doing. You're like, wow, that's a great story. It's a nice feeling. Click the link below to find out more about supporting Guardian journalism.